Have you ever wondered about the fascinating origins of the everyday items we take for granted? From the pencil to the microwave, each has a story that's not only surprising but also incredibly innovative. Let's take a journey through history and explore 50 amazing facts about the objects that shape our daily lives. You use these things every day, but do you know where they come from? Stick around to discover the surprising history behind some of your favorite tools, gadgets, and inventions. Did you know the humble pencil has roots in ancient Rome? They used a stylus made of lead to write on wax tablets. The modern pencil, made with graphite, emerged in the 16th century in England. The safety pin, a wardrobe lifesaver, was invented by Walter Hunt in 1849 to pay off a debt. The paperclip was patented by Johann Bauer in Norway, but the design was based on an older German model. Post-it notes began as a failed adhesive experiment by Spencer Silver at 3M. His creative thinking turned it into an indispensable office tool. The rubber duck, initially a hard plastic toy from the 1940s, became the soft bath icon we love today in the 1970s. Zippers, invented in the late 19th century, were originally meant for shoes but revolutionized fashion by becoming a clothing essential. Toothbrushes date back to 5000 BC. The ancient Egyptians used frayed twigs to clean their teeth. The microwave oven was discovered accidentally by Percy Spencer, whose chocolate bar melted while working with radar technology. Bubble wrap, now a favorite for shipping, was originally intended as wallpaper. Its creators quickly pivoted to a new use. Velcro was inspired by burdock burrs sticking to Georges de Mestral's clothing after a walk in the 1940s. The ballpoint pen was patented in 1938 by Laszlo Biro, whose invention offered a smoother and cleaner writing experience than fountain pens. The yo-yo, a popular toy, dates back to ancient Greece and was originally used as a weapon in the Philippines. The can opener was invented nearly 50 years after canned food itself, in 1858. Early cans were opened with hammers and chisels. The shopping cart was introduced in 1937 by Sylvan Goldman, who noticed customers weren't buying as much as they could carry. Scotch tape was created during the Great Depression by Richard Drew to help automotive painters achieve clean lines. The fork, as we know it, wasn't widely used in Europe until the 16th century, when it gained popularity in Italy. The alarm clock dates back to ancient Greece, where water clocks used dripping water to signal time with a bell or gong. Bubble gum was created by accident in 1928 by Walter Deemer, who was trying to develop a new type of rubber. The Slinky toy was invented in 1943 by naval engineer Richard James while experimenting with springs for stabilizing ship equipment. Matches were discovered by John Walker in 1826 when he accidentally scraped a stick coated with chemicals across his hearth. Credit cards, first introduced in the 1950s, were inspired by an embarrassing moment when Frank McNamara forgot his wallet at a restaurant. The Frisbee started as a pie tin thrown by college students in the early 20th century. The name comes from the Frisbee Pie Company. The telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876, revolutionizing communication forever. The QWERTY keyboard layout was designed in the 1870s to reduce mechanical jamming in typewriters. Bubble tea, the trendy drink, originated in Taiwan in the 1980s when a tea shop added tapioca balls for texture. Paper towels were created in 1907 by Arthur Scott as a single-use substitute for handkerchiefs. The electric fan, introduced in the late 19th century, used the same motor technology as sewing machines. Sunglasses, initially designed for Chinese judges in the 12th century, were used to hide facial expressions during court trials. The flashlight, first invented in 1899, was named for its weak battery power, requiring users to flash it briefly. Lego bricks, patented in 1958, were inspired by a plastic block design from the company Kittycraft, which Lego improved upon. Q-tips were created by Leo Gerstenzang in the 1920s after observing his wife attach cotton to toothpicks to clean their baby's ears. Coffee filters were invented by Melita Bentz in 1908, who wanted a better way to brew coffee without grounds in her cup. The stapler was created for King Louis XV of France in the 18th century, each staple bearing the royal insignia. The ice cream cone was popularized during the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair when a vendor ran out of cups and used rolled-up waffles as containers. Plastic bags were invented in the 1960s by Sten Gustaf Thulin in Sweden, meant to be a reusable, eco-friendly alternative to paper bags. Highlighters were invented in the 1960s by Carter's Ink Company, the fluorescent ink designed to make important text stand out without obscuring it. Before rubber erasers, breadcrumbs were used to correct pencil marks. Rubber erasers were patented in 1770 by Joseph Priestley. Coca-Cola was originally formulated in 1886 by pharmacist John Stith Pemberton as a medicinal tonic, becoming one of the world's most iconic beverages. Roller skates were first recorded in 1760, created by Belgian inventor John-Joseph Merlin for a masquerade party, though his design lacked brakes, leading to a dramatic crash. Band-Aids were created in 1920 by Earl Dixon, a cotton buyer, who wanted an easier way for his wife to cover her small kitchen cuts. Popsicles were invented in 1905 when 11-year-old Frank Epperson left a soda mix with a stick outside in the cold, creating the first frozen treat by accident. Superglue was discovered during World War II while trying to create a clear plastic for gun sights, turning out to be an incredibly strong adhesive. Tea bags were accidentally invented in 1908 when Thomas Sullivan, a tea merchant, sent samples in silk bags, and customers mistakenly steeped them, sparking a revolution in tea making. Elevator buttons, the first installed in the late 19th century, were mechanical levers. Modern push-button elevators emerged in the early 20th century, making vertical travel more efficient and user-friendly. Windshield wipers were patented by Mary Anderson in 1903 after noticing drivers struggling to see in the rain. Initially, it was operated manually from inside the car. Toilet paper was commercially introduced in 1857 by Joseph Gaiety, though ancient Chinese records show that paper was used for personal hygiene as early as the 6th century. Jeans rivets, patented by Jacob Davis and Levi Strauss in 1873, were added to strengthen pockets for gold miners who carried heavy tools. Chopsticks were invented in ancient China around 1200 BC, initially used for cooking due to their ability to reach into boiling pots, becoming dining utensils much later. Postcards, the first created in 1840, simplified communication without the need for envelopes and quickly became a way to share travel experiences with picturesque designs added later. Umbrellas date back to ancient Egypt and China, initially designed to provide shade from the sun rather than protection from rain. Everyday items carry extraordinary stories of creativity, necessity, and invention. Next time you pick up a pencil or zipper your jacket, you'll know there's more to it than meets the eye. Want to learn more about the history of the objects around you? Hit subscribe and explore the fascinating world of the everyday with us at Smart Daily.